Hey everybody, it's Icy Roserade. This video is for a seller on TCG Player. I just want to let the seller know I do not blame you for any of this. I know this is not your fault. These things happen, and these are the most replicated cards out there. However, I'm sorry to say that this Obelisk the Tormentor is not a legit one. I'm going to start with the back. So with the back, it's actually slightly lighter than what a normal Obelisk the Tormentor from GBI is meant to look like. It's a darker shade of blue. This is almost like a light blue, like a cyan blue. On top of that, the borders are off-center. This is inside of a clear case, but if you take a look at the left to right borders, this one is more cut than that. That's usually a printing error in some cases, but in this, it's not, because even the lighting and the coloring is off. And now I'm going to go into some of the problems with the card, and I'm really sorry to say this. I know this is not your fault. This right here is supposed to say GBI. If you look very closely, it says GB1. That's actually a textual error. So right there off the bat, that tells me that this card is unfortunately fake. A couple more factors that I can pull in. This is a legit Metal Raiders Gate Guardian, so I'm just going to use this as my reference point. If you take a look at the numbers, let me just line them up perfectly. Look at the font and the text that was used. This one is almost like a bold compared to this one, which is almost like a very thin type of text that was used, which already indicates that there's an error right there. Also, the Eye of Anubis is bigger on the fake card than it is on the legit card. That's never the case unless it's a false card. Going back now into the text, unfortunately, the text between the two, between Warrior and Divine Beast, if you look at some of the letters, like the E here and the E here, the E on the fake card is larger than it is on the Gate Guardian. The third and most noticeable error happens to be with the stars. If you take a look here, the stars are larger on the Obelisk the Tormentor than they are on the Gate Guardian. Also, this right here, if it says Divine, this is in a print where Divine is actually more legible. This is not as legible. See how the E is actually cut off on the bottom? Over here, you could also see that the attributes are actually slightly different shadings, and this one has almost like what I would call printing error, where whoever was printing this card, it has like a faded look compared to the authentic look, because this one's very clear while this one's not. Lastly, if you take a look at the actual text of the word Obelisk the Tormentor, you can clearly see the text is not the same font as the actual originals. So those are some of the reasons why, unfortunately, this Obelisk the Tormentor is not legit. I'm really sorry to say it. Again, I don't blame you for any of this. I don't think it's your fault. These are the most replicated cards out there, unfortunately. Even taking them out and feeling them, unfortunately, I can feel the cardboard almost like a... it's almost like a, not a thicker cardboard, but very, yeah, if you've ever bought like a cheap set of fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards, it has this very like flimsy type of feeling, almost like, see how I can just naturally do that without an issue compared to my Gate Guardian, which I kind of don't want to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's a little more thick compared to this, which is almost easily able to bend in half. So I deeply apologize, but this is not a legit Obelisk the Tormentor that I purchased.